This is my path, my journey. I'm willing to explain it all to you guys. No holding back anything. I just hope you're ready for the experience, and I just hope you can handle it. What's going on, guys? So in this video, what I want to talk about is actually sacraments. So my face is still a little swollen, and I was really not going to make this video, but I really just wanted to talk about this because I'm getting ready to ingest, I guess, a few of my sacraments. So ever since earlier today, sacraments has been on my mind because I was watching this documentary, and briefly they were talking about manna. And I have a whole separate theory on manna. I was researching rapé, and rapé is basically that thing that you blow into somebody's nose, basically, and or somebody else blows it into your nose. And there's a few other things, and most of them are tobacco-based products. Some of them are like not tobacco-based, but there's most of them than the traditional ones were tobacco-based. But I was thinking how like tobacco is slightly addictive. Now, there's nothing wrong with taking a plant that's slightly addictive because I use kratom every day, and yes, kratom is slightly addictive. But there's nothing wrong with taking an addictive substance. There's nothing wrong, I mean, because look at most people who use caffeine. Most people that use caffeine don't realize that they're using one of the most addictive substances on the planet. It's actually the most used. For those that have watched my videos in the past, you guys know that motherwort is a plant that I'm very interested in. It's not just motherwort. It's just motherwort is the easiest plant that I could have available to me right now. You know, motherwort is cheaper than wild daga. Now, leonorine, mitragynine, the molecule in kratom, and you know, a few other molecules like that, like the molecules in blue lotus, nuciforine, aporphine. You know, these molecules have become very, very sacred to me, and these have basically become my sacraments because I don't necessarily follow a religion. You know, really, as I'm going down this path, this journey that I call life, yes, I'm becoming more spiritual, and yes, I'm finding myself. Because, like, even like dashikis, for example, like, I feel more me in a dashiki, so I'll probably wear dashikis from now on. But it's like little things like that, like I'm finding what fits me best as life goes on. And I'm finding the same thing with plants and herbs because I've tried many, many different plants and many, many different herbs, and I've tried so many different things now that really not all of them, you know, are, I guess, stars in my eye. You know, there are some plants that completely stuck out to me. Of course, on a psychedelic level, DMT, psilocybin mushrooms, capsuled ayahuasca, you know, of course those have opened my eyes. LSD, and, you know, of course these things have opened my eyes on a sacrament level, and these are also my sacraments. But those are like more my psychedelic sacraments. What I've noticed is like there's plant-based sacraments, psychedelic sacraments, and then just sacraments. You know, and they're all sacraments. They're all things that I use to connect to Mother Earth with. Things that I use to connect to the universe with. Things that I use to connect to myself with. You know what I mean? Like, I use all these different things for different reasons. LSD is more of a self thing, while, you know, capsuled ayahuasca was more of a planet Earth, learning the consciousness of Mother Earth and the bugs and the plants and the trees, and, you know, all these different sacraments that I use are different lessons. They teach different perspectives. But a sacrament, a plant, a drug, a substance, you know what I mean? So many people use all these different words trying to describe the same thing. Really, it's like tobacco is a sacrament to the Native Americans, but is a drug to the Americans. And that's because of the way that we use it, the intention. You know, I don't use tobacco. And I don't use tobacco mainly because my only knowledge I had of tobacco, like when I learned about tobacco up until I was like 14 years old, the only knowledge I had of tobacco was, you know, cigarettes, and it's bad for you, it causes cancer, my mom smokes, it stinks, you know, it's all these other things that I had associated with tobacco, which is why I never even picked it up. I never used it. I tried one cigarette, you know, my entire life. But that's a prime example. Like, tobacco entered my life as in a cigarette. Now, kratom entered my life as the plant, the herb. You know, it was the crushed leaf powder, but it is still the herb. And it's like, I've noticed that some plants open your mind in a different way. You know, like, you know, I guess it's all in the intention. You know what I mean? It's all in the intention. Because from the very get-go, the intention that I've had with a lot of these things, you know, was to take it deep. Mainly because DMT opened my mind, you know, and made me, I guess, take things seriously. Maybe too serious sometimes. But it's like, DMT definitely made me look at things more serious, you know, perspective. You know, and to respect, you know, these plants and these medicines and these sacraments. And almost every single one of them is not as intense as DMT. So, like, none of them are going to be as, like, all in your face there like DMT is. But, you know, a lot of these sacraments just remind me of who I am. A lot of these sacraments, you know, I guess make me feel more the me. You know, I like to have rituals when I take these things. You know what I mean? Like, I'm getting ready to, you know, set it up, have the music playing, have good vibes, you know what I mean? Set the tones, you get the vibe right, basically, just to take a plant. Like, just to drink a tea. Like, most people don't do that just to drink a tea. And, you know, it's mainly because of my intention. My intention is to connect with the plant. Also to have the plant heal me, because motherwort, yes, I use it as a sacrament, but it was an absolutely amazing thing that I needed for, like, my abscess tooth that I have. Now, you know, I had severe inflammation and severe pain and all these other things that I've been dealing with. And, you know, motherwort, kratom, these herbs are more than just spiritual things that I use to help myself meditate, or spiritual things I use to connect with Mother Earth. You know, they do have medicinal benefits. They can help. I think that these plants need to be used more and taken more seriously. You know, they need to be taken seriously, because most people don't think plants work. But it's like, I think that plants, the Western medicine, and, you know, the ancient medicine, I think that these two need to start working hand in hand. The ancient medicine needs to start working as like a preventative to prevent, and, you know, the Western medicines need to be used as, you know, after the fact. Okay, you already have the problem, now the Western medicine can possibly fix the problem, you know. But I think these herbs can be used, you know, as a preventative. I think these herbs can be used, you know, really, I think these herbs can be used to help us connect with Mother Earth, to help us connect back with ourselves, to help us, you know, just let loose sometimes and connect and to feel, you know, because we live in a society where it's like so many people are distant from their feelings, and it's like these plants and herbs have helped me connect more with my feelings. And, you know, it is because I use them as sacraments. I use them spiritually. But I think that every plant has a spirit. I think every plant has a soul. And I've really come to love the soul of motherwort, the soul of wild dagga, the soul of blue lotus, the soul of kratom, the soul of cannabis. You know, these have become some of my favorite, most used sacraments, because kratom and cannabis I use every single day. And motherwort I use probably about 3 times a week. So, you know, the same with blue lotus. And blue lotus I probably use maybe about once a week, sometimes once every 2 weeks. But it's like, these are the main herbs that I, you know, use in my life. Psychedelics are something that I don't use that much anymore, because, you know, I kind of got the message that I needed from psychedelics, and now I'm learning a similar message but also different message from these plants. And, you know, these plants help ground me as well. Psychedelics, you know, I've said this before in a video, but it's like psychedelics, you know, they can leave you far out there, and that's okay, you know what I mean, because you need to go out there to discover what is out there. But, you know, these plants and herbs help ground you to be able to apply the knowledge that you learned from out there. So, you know, that's really what I've been doing, and that's what I'm getting ready to do. So I'm going to go check on my tea. Yes, plants can help with all these human problems that we have, but these plants are alive. They have a consciousness, and the consciousness of the plant can teach us so much more than just those, you know, little human benefits, our little human problems that the plant can fix. The plants can fix our little human problems, but the plants also want to teach us much more. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to subscribe, I'd really appreciate that. But till next time, peace.